Namaskar. Myself, Dr. Isnay Kumar Mishra, Department of Sociology and Social Work, Bharati Vishwavidyalaya, Durg, Chhattisgarh. Welcomes you all in today's lecture of research methodology. Today we will discuss on this topic of types of sampling. So, in today's discussion, we will see what are the main types of the sampling method which we are broadly used in social researches. So, there are mainly two types of sampling, probability and non-probability. Try to understand what are the difference between the probability sampling and the non-probability sampling. So, in probability sampling, see, first the concept of universe, we have already discussed about the concept of universe of social researches is what we take as a universe in social researches. We take a geographical area with its people, that's we call in sociological terminology the community. The community is the geographical area with its people and with the community feeling, the we feeling. So we already have discussed about the concept of community many times, that in community the three things are important: the geographical area, second the people which are living in that particular area, and the third is the we feeling, the community feeling between them. They are more prone towards the communal development than self-interest activities. Okay, so they are more prone towards their communal development and they are less concerned about their own personal growth. So, or their own personal interest and their own personal achievements, targets, ambitions. So the personal ambitions, so the personal target is, so the personal dreams are secondary, and the communal welfare and the communal growth, the communal development is primarily in the concept of community. We have already discussed about it. So we are talking about the community. In a particular community, which we are trying to analyze through the social researches. So in particular community, we are taking any kind of problem. Just as maybe this C named community has 1,000 unemployed peoples. Okay, so we are saying as example that maybe in a C named community there are 1,000 unemployed people. So the number of the unemployed peoples are 1,000. Okay, so if we want to study the problem of unemployment in a particular community like C, so this will be our universe. These 1,000 unemployed peoples will be our universe for this particular community. Okay, then we will try to analyze about this 1,000 peoples. These are our universe. So the 1,000 is a larger number. We all know that in sampling method we have to choose the right representative in right proportion from any social unit. Right proportional, right representatives we have to choose in sampling method from the universe or any social unit. So we can choose 30% of it, maybe 300 unemployed peoples. Okay, this will be our samples. We will not analyze interviewed and we will not study about whole 1,000 peoples, but we will choose in the particular community the 1,000 peoples. So the 1,000 peoples are unemployed, and this will be our universe. So the universe has some similar qualities in them. Okay, the peoples which belong to the universe have some similar qualities in them. Because of these similar qualities, we can choose the samples because there are similarities. So you can choose anyone between them for your study. But in sampling process, we already know that we have to choose the right representatives in right proportionals. These 300 peoples are representing the 1,000 unemployed peoples. So it is difficult to understand limited time period with the limited sources, the 1,000 peoples, but it is much easier to understand about 300 peoples out of those 1,000 peoples in a particular time period with the limited sources which a researcher can have. Okay, so we have to choose 300 peoples and we have to analyze and study about those 300 unemployed peoples, and the conclusion which we have got through the study of 300 unemployed persons, we can apply those conclusions on all over the 1,000 peoples because those 300 samples are already belonging from those thousands unemployed persons which are living in the same community with the same kinds of social and environmental conditions. So we can take these steps to study this kind of nature study, and we can choose the sample with right proportion and we can perform these kinds of sampling process. So if we are trying to study about the types of the samplings, so there are two types which we have discussed, that probability and non-probability. In probability sampling, there is the probability for the every person in the community to be chosen. For the every person, there is the probability to be chosen as a sample which are belonging from a certain kind of universe which we are taking as a research area. So the universe is our research area, the community is our research area, and if all the people should and can choose as a sample, maybe it is possible they should choose as a sample. So this will be our sampling process of probability type, that everyone has an equal opportunity to be chosen as a sample. But if you are trying to understand that about the non-probability sampling, okay, in non-probability sampling there is not the equal opportunity for every person in the universe to be chosen as a sample. So this is the difference. The basic difference is, in probability there is the probability for everyone, and in non-probability sampling there is not the possibility for everyone to be chosen as a sample. Maybe in a certain condition, maybe with the certain demands, the peoples which belong to the certain universe or certain social unit can be chosen for their purposes. So in non-probability sampling there is not possible for everybody to be chosen. They have to maintain and sustain certain qualities to be chosen as a sample according to the need of the topic which we are leading as a social research. Okay, so this is so for probability and non-probability. So we are discussing now about the types of probability sampling. There are three kinds of probability sampling: simple, limited, and other random sampling. So in simple random sampling, we can choose anyone from the universe from the same properties and the same characteristics which we have already discussed about the probability sampling. That everyone should be choose as a sample in simple random sampling, and it is a sudden election process. We have not planned that we have to choose only this age group or this type of people. So we can randomly choose the people which we want to study, which are suitable for our research topic and the objectives of our research work. So this is called simple random sampling. So in simple random sampling, everybody has an opportunity to elect as a sample randomly. Okay. And in the second type, limited random sampling. In limited random sampling, everybody does not have the equal opportunity like the simple random sampling. There are already three methods to choose the people as a sample for simple random sampling. There are three methods also: the lottery method, the card method, and the grid method. We will discuss about it in our next lecture. So simple random sampling has three types. So in simple random sampling, we have discussed that everybody has an equal opportunity to choose randomly. Okay, but in limited random sampling, there are some limitations for choosing the people randomly. Some limitations, some boundaries, some restrictions are there, and there are few other kinds of random samplings also, other than this both simple random sampling and limited random sampling. So in simple random sampling, randomly one can choose as a sample from universe, anybody. And in limited random sampling, there are some limitations to be chosen for a person as a sample, but it can choose randomly, but some limitations, some restrictions are there. So we have discussed about outline of this sampling process, probability and non-probability. And in probability sampling, there are three kinds we have discussed: that's simple random sampling, limited random sampling, and other random sampling. So this is enough for today. In our next lecture, we will discuss more about the types of sampling. Thank you.